All right, we are wrapping up day 2 for the preparation for Tacy's 12-hour fun run on September 30th. We're going to start out kind of going through a brief review of the workouts and then the nutrition and what I ate throughout the day as well, how I'm feeling, and just some general kind of recap thoughts on how training's going so far. As usual, I'm going to be doing a little bit of stretching as I talk. Started the day, was actually able to wake up in time to go to Master Swim. I did only get a few hours of sleep. Again, I have pretty bad insomnia. It's something that I've struggled with for years now, and so I only maybe got 4.5 hours of sleep in the middle of the night, but I was able to get up. I got myself out of the bed at 5 a.m., got to practice at 5:45, did a 4,000-yard swim. Just kind of quick breakdown of it. It was about an 800 warm-up. If you want some additional details, I can drop them in the description as well. Doing 3-2-1 swim kick drill, and then the workout set itself. It was a master swim class, so this is a group that I go to most mornings now. It's not one that I'm actually writing the workouts for, and so I don't actually have them memorized. One of the nice things where it's one of the few things I don't have to think too much about. I kind of just go and do there. But I can tell you the stuff that I add on to the end of it, because I do that stuff very intentionally. It's very strict form work. I created a set that I personally really like and has helped me out a lot. And I call them Form 100s. It's a 25 DPS distance per stroke, followed by a 25 build of best form at race pace, followed by an all-out 25 sprint, hard as you can go, and then 25 easy good form. And I did that 4 times, followed by a little bit of kicking drills. I've been doing a lot more kicking, partially to help strengthen my hips and my core, because that is, especially for running, those are usually the things that can lead to injuries the quickest. A lot of times even knee injuries, shins, lower back, all that stuff a lot of times derives from overly tight hips, weak core, and those areas giving out first. And so I'm doing a lot more kicking drills. I'm doing a lot more warm-ups, doing a lot more core work as well, especially in the pool, because it is still kind of getting some full body work in there. And I'm doing a lot more of that to support the extra distance that I am running. So if there is anyone out there that is either also training for ultras, they're wanting to run more, but they are having joint issues, some stuff like that, I do recommend swimming as a great cross training. I know it can be intimidating to get into. If you do want to get into it, I've got links for my coaching down below. I would be happy to help you out, get started. I've got some free stuff to give out too, so feel free to reach out. Would love to help you get started. But again, swimming is part of my background, part of triathlon. It's part of what I'm doing while I'm training for this ultra as well, which still feels super weird to say that I'm doing an ultra, because definitely earlier this year, there's absolutely no way. I was like, I've been calling ultra runners out all year, being like, these people are crazy. Like, I know I do Ironman, but like, these people are on a totally different level. Like, even 2 weeks ago. Absolutely absurd. After the swim, that took about an hour 15-ish. After the swim, I went and did an easy run. It turned out to be about a little over 6 miles, 6.39 miles, I believe, and averaged around 8:20 pace, which I just want to say for me is a very good, casually easy, slow pace. And the intention for these morning runs is to keep it slow. It's to get my body used to running at a slower pace, because when race day comes, I'm not planning on doing 12 hours at sub 7-minute paces. Now I can run a marathon I can do a sub 3 marathon. I could probably go out and do a sub 3 marathon right now, with just like the base training that I've had over the years. But this is a completely different race. I've never trained for something like this. Like, I've done Ironman training, but even that is very different because 2/3 of the race is swimming and biking, and so it's very different type of impact on your body. Strictly running for 12 hours is very different, and so to train for that, I have a couple different strategies. One of them is what I'm doing with my swimming and running in the mornings, is that because swimming is not putting a lot of load on my joints, but it is still leaving me fatigued. It gives a little bit, it allows me to do those morning runs with fatigue, but without too much stress on the joints, or too much load on the joints. And again, those morning runs, the main purpose for them is just to feel better at the end. This is a piece of advice that I have for runners, for cyclists, for if you're lifting, really any athlete. Recovery days are key. If you want to hit PRs, if you want to get better, if you don't want to plateau, you have to have easy days to let your body recover. And over the years, it's something that I've done very poorly. I've done it better and I've done it a little bit better because I've been able to do recovery rides, but I haven't really been able to do recovery runs because I would just naturally push myself more and more and more. But I can say even in this last week, with the load that I've been putting on, it's been a lot more difficult to want to do that. And so I've been purposely slowing things down, and surprisingly, it's actually made me feel really, really good. I have knee issues, I have hip issues from past injuries, and those are actually feeling pretty good so far. Again, we're only officially on day 2 of this challenge, to prepare for this challenge, and so I'm hoping and planning to make sure that those things continue to be healthy and stable, which is why I'm stretching, even though you can't see it. I'll switch up my stretch over here. I'll do some of these ones too. But is why I'm continuing to stretch, why I'm doing strength work, why I'm doing stability work. I'll do some additional videos on kind of my routines with those as well. But I'm doing that stuff daily to make sure that my hips stay open, and that everything else stays feeling good, and getting stronger as well. I was actually pretty tired throughout the day because yesterday I had some sort of higher intensity workouts, and so I ended up taking a midday nap between the not sleeping at night, all that stuff. Woke up this afternoon, did some video editing, just kind of going through the daily schedule. And so then this afternoon, I had 2 more workouts. The first one was a threshold hill workout. Originally it was going to be some easier, longer stuff, but as I was planning out for the week, I kind of switched some days around, and so this is one of my favorite workouts by far. If you're a runner, if you want to get better at running, this is probably one of the best workouts that you can do. So I'm going to link the workout below. I'll describe it now, but save this, write it down, add it into your weekly routine. This is one of the best ways that you can improve your running. And it is doing short threshold hill sprints. So finding a hill that's around 6 to 8% grade. 6% is definitely going to be a little bit easier starting with. And you can adjust these times as need. So we're going to say 6% hill, and you're going to be doing about a 40-second threshold effort. So threshold is a pace that you can hold for an hour. You're going to be doing 6 to 10 of these, and then taking an extra break and doing an additional 4 harder strides. Wow, my brain is a little bit tired tonight. Let me try to rephrase all this in a way that's not complicated. Again, I'm going to have it linked below, written out a lot better. So, the workout I specifically did was 10 by 40-second threshold hills at 6% grade with 2 minutes of easy active rest between them. I took some additional rest, another 2 minutes of active rest, and then I did 4 by 12-second strides up the same hill. So that's the workout I did. I'm going to put modifiers down below, ways that you can change it, make it your own. But this is the best, one of the best workouts you can do to improve your running. And then directly after that, I did a follow-up bike ride that was right over an hour with a couple threshold efforts in there as well. Again, the purpose of doing the run first and then the ride in this case was, again, to sort of mitigate the load that I'm putting on my body. I wanted to get that same level of time and intensity, but by doing the run first, I was able to kind of kickstart that and then continue into the bike instead of vice versa. That would have put a lot more stress on my joints and on my body. So that's the reason I did it that way. Again, quick summary was 4,000 yard swim, followed by an easy 6.5, technically 6.4 mile run, break in the middle of the day, and then the evening workout was threshold hills and a easy ride with a couple threshold efforts in it. All in all, it was around 4 hours, 15 minutes, give or take. That doesn't include prepping for each one. That was strictly training time. So that was workouts for the day. As far as nutrition and food goes, I'm still getting this down. I actually do have some exciting stuff coming up, but I need to solidify it. So hopefully that'll be coming out in the next couple videos. But nutrition, started my day with a Go Macro and Celsius. Those are both products that I absolutely love. After my workouts, I had 3 eggs, 2 pieces of toast with some jelly on it. Throughout the day, a couple different snacks. I had some yogurt-covered pretzels, had a handful of trail mix, had a nice nap, and then before my second workout in the day, I actually had another Go Macro bar. Again, for me, they're really easy on the stomach. They do have a lot of really good nutrients. I find them to be a great fuel source, and they just taste good too. So that was what I used to fuel for my second set of workouts. And then another BCAA powdered mix with some additional electrolytes as well, just to make sure to refuel and replenish the body. And then for dinner, I had 3/4 of a large pizza because this boy was hungry. Okay, I need to start stretching again because I started talking and not stretching. Touch the toes. Look at him. So, yep, that is the full day recap. I have not done the calorie breakdown. I did not track how much water I had. I do have a pretty standard sized water bottle, and I probably drank, at least 5, way more than 5, probably like 8 to 10 of those. Again, I'm currently looking at a couple other ways of tracking water intake. I do have a Hydro Flask. I just need to find it. That one's a little bit easier to track because those smaller bottles, I honestly go through them so quickly. It was probably more than 8 to 10. It was probably like 10 to 12 of those. But again, in future videos, this week is going to be a little bit transitionary to get myself tracking my nutrition again. Kind of slacked off this summer on tracking that along with my workouts. And so, again, this week's going to be transitionary, but I am planning on doing a little bit more in-depth analysis on my Sunday video, doing a little bit more breakdowns of each day, nutrition, and really laying out what I had each day. So again, thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. This was day 2 of preparing for my challenge. I have approximately 31 days left to train for it. I'm actually feeling really confident now. Last week when I had this idea, I was not sure if it was going to happen, but we are on day 2. I'm feeling pretty good. I am super excited, and with all that, I will see y'all tomorrow.